Okay, let's cut through all the noise around artificial intelligence. If you run a business, you've heard the buzz, but what does it actually mean for you? We're going to break down a simple, practical way for pretty much any business to take its first step into AI. And you don't need a computer science degree or have to get lost in a bunch of tech talk. Let's dive in.
So this is the big question on every business owner's mind, right? The headlines are all over the place. One day, AI is this world-changing opportunity, and the next, it's a job-ending threat. It's a lot to process, and you kind of feel this pressure to make some huge decision right now, or you're going to get left behind.
And that's the reality for most people. You get past the hype, and then you just hit this wall of jargon and complexity. It feels completely overwhelming, and it's so hard to see where you'd even begin. If that sounds at all familiar, trust me, you are not alone. But what if you could just bypass all of that confusion and get straight to the value? Well, that brings us to our first really key idea. You need an AI translator. Think of it like this. You need someone who can bridge that gap between all the advanced technology stuff and the day-to-day realities of actually running your business. This quote right here, it just gets right to the heart of it. The goal isn't just to use AI, it's to do it safely and profitably. And look at the key promises in there. Taking that first step, seeing immediate value, and doing it all without being overwhelmed. See, this isn't about some massive, complex overhaul. It's all about starting smart. I really love how this role is defined. A business-to-tech translator. That's exactly what you need. Someone who speaks your language, the language of business. And that idea of a generational bridge, that's so important. It just acknowledges that, hey, a lot of successful leaders didn't grow up with this tech, so they need a guide who makes it approachable and, maybe most importantly, actionable. So, what does that first step actually look like in practice? Well, it's not about one giant leap. It's more like a series of manageable, logical moves that build on each other to create a really clear roadmap. And here's that plan. It all starts with step 1, education. Just building confidence, in plain English, no jargon. From there, you move to step 2, automation. Now, this is the low-hanging fruit. Think about it for a second. All the time your team spends on repetitive emails or data entry. A simple AI tool could handle that, potentially saving them hours every single week. Then step 3 gets a little more advanced. You turn your company's scattered information into a smart, searchable AI assistant. And finally, step 4, you use all that power for marketing, creating awesome content to grow your brand. And hey, this isn't just a theory. Take that marketing step, for instance. Just imagine creating truly unique branded content, like songs or videos like you see here, that really engages an audience and gets you noticed. This is a perfect example of how AI can move from just being an internal tool to becoming an engine for your external growth. Okay, this brings us to the core philosophy behind this whole approach. You don't have to bet the farm on AI to see a return. The real key here is to think in terms of small bets that can lead to some really big wins. Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things, these massive, high-risk tech projects that take forever and honestly might not even pay off. But on the right, you have the first step AI approach. It's low risk, it's designed for quick wins, and it's simple to get started. It's all about building momentum, not building some kind of monolith. And that's exactly why having a guide is such a game changer. They provide that clear communication. They bring proven experience to the table. They keep the focus on those low-risk, high-impact projects. And they serve as that essential bridge for leaders of all generations. At the end of the day, it's a partnership that is purely focused on getting you results. So, what's the bottom line here? Why go through all these steps? Let's talk about the real-world payoff for your business. This is the end goal. It was never about having fancy tech for the sake of it. It's about saving time and reducing costs. It's about gaining a real competitive edge. And, I think most importantly, it's about freeing up your talented people from all that busy work so they can focus on what actually matters. Innovation, building client relationships, and the strategic growth of your business. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If you could give your team back hours every single week, what could they accomplish? What new ideas could they explore? What new relationships could they build? That is the kind of potential that a smart first step into AI can unlock. Thanks for joining me.